Hello everyone. I just want to do this quick video, just seeing reaction. For me, I just look at issues and they're happening. I'm talking about them. I'm putting them here. So I put out a video from last year that I did when my son graduated from the Regent University, London. And I've seen some of the comments. So like somebody says that, oh, politicians are not doing anything different when they send their children abroad. Somebody says that, oh, all sorts of things, and which is something that I always get right from even when I started advocacy. I think that there's this notion that people have that either you must be frustrated, or you must be very poor, or you must have an unhappy home, or stuff like that before you can actually come out and make demands. And so they're always like taken aback when they realize that, okay, sometimes that's not the case. That's not what it is. And so there's this thing, I don't know whether it's a people's thing or African thing or Nigerian thing, but I don't think it's a people's thing, because there are, in other parts of the world, you go there, they don't do that. They don't have time for what a citizen is doing with their life, as long as you're in your private capacity. And that's why for me, for somebody like me, I've always said I'm not interested in anything that has to do with public service. I prefer in my own private capacity do what I want to do, how I want to do it, when I want to do it, without being accountable to anybody. Because the moment you are in public service, you are accountable to the people in everything, even your own timing. And so this thing where people have so much high expectations of individuals, they hold individuals to higher standards, in the people that owe them nothing. But meanwhile, the people that they are paying to do the job for them, they will make all sorts of excuses for them. So I see a lot of people, and I've seen some people like, oh, how can you be an activist and you sent your children abroad? I'm like, eh? So I should leave my children? So my children should not get the best of education? No. No. Let me do, what is it that told me Amusa, where she say, no. No. Let me do it. For me, education, it's number one. I don't mind. I can wear one clothes. In short, I will put pure water on my head and hawk it for my children's education. I've seen the power right from day one. For me, education has been it, and I have put everything on the line. I remember when my children had to start attending the Regent Secondary School in Abuja. That place was a shocker. We came into Abuja, and man, the fees were unbelievable. I had to call my children, and I said to them, look, we will no longer be traveling abroad, because we used to do family trips before. Then with my business, what's my own, the school fees, then their school fees are like 100,000, both of them. Sometimes they during midterm, me and like those my kids, and we call ourselves the Three Musketeers. Midterm like this, we just pack one bag, we'll travel somewhere. I remember the day we went to Ghana. I entered Ghana. I've not booked hotel, I've not booked this thing. I just woke up that day, I'm like, let's travel now. It's midterm, what are we doing? I just went on, like, booked my flight. I told my husband, like, we want to travel, blah, blah, blah. He was like, he's always like, oh, you people want to go. But my husband doesn't like to travel, but we love to travel. And I booked the flight. And I got to the airport, and I didn't even have any hotel. It was at the airport. I told the people, and this was like maybe like 2000 and no, maybe 7 or 8, something like that. And they took me from there to the taxi man to give me a good hotel. And he was like, oh, there's this hotel where Obama stayed when he came and stuff like that. I mean, that's how crazy we used to be. We travel, we just do our own thing. And so it was really fun. So I had to call my children and said to them, we can no longer travel, because this school fees is crazy. And that was how we did until they started. And then my son had to go abroad at the age of 14. One of the most difficult decisions we made for him. My son is dyslexic. I think I probably will do a video on that. And dyslexia is a learning disability. If in short, that's how in that video that I posted, I was like almost crying. Like, we thought he would not be able to graduate, but he did, and he read filmmaking, doing great. He went, so he started, and that's after his GS3, he went there. But back to what I didn't even want to talk about is this expectation that people have that if you are making demands, then your life should be constricted. You should not be happy. You should not enjoy your life. Me, I dey enjoy my life. Oh, hey, I don't send anybody. That's why I know they do. I know they see me. I know they run for office. I know they look for job. I know they look for contract. The first thing that I did for me, I actually got my financial independence before I started speaking. And that's why when I see people who don't make demands, I don't say anything to them, because me, before 2014, I didn't have time for Nigeria. Honestly, I didn't. I was focused on one thing. How do I get to be financially independent? How do I have money? Because I grew up very poor, where even sometimes a meal to eat, it wasn't possible. And my father used, in short, the school that I went to, my father couldn't even afford it. He was using dividends. That's why I'm so passionate about passive income. I will start something. I have a lot of financial literacy videos. People don't want to learn, but I've thought of something. I'll probably be doing these videos like short minutes, maybe 1 minute kind of something, so that people will take it on and learn. I watched my father using his passive income to pay my school fees. He had bought shares when he was doing business and stuff like that, and the dividends were what he used to pay my school fees. And I went to school fees with children of the rich. I was literally one of the poorest, if not the poorest. I was the poorest at the time. I was poorest in the school, honestly. But I don't send. I just wanted education, and I was so glad. And the reason why you hear people hear my voice today, because my father sacrificed, my parents sacrificed for me to be educated. I remember when I was in university, I had only I couldn't even eat. There was a time I couldn't even buy tomatoes. I would use kuli and do stew. Crazy moment. But anyway, those are just, by the way, things that make you. And so for my children, I don't joke with education. Education I've given them, that they've been to schools, the best schools in the world, in Nigeria and in the world. For me, it's one, and that's where most of these politicians, a good number of them, that's where I knew them from. Like El-Rufai, my children and his children were in the same school. That's where I first met El-Rufai. That's why I think 2013 or 2012 or thereabout. I was even like, oh, he was like, oh, he didn't want to go into politics. Like, no, you need to go into politics. Because based on what he had done in Abuja, and he was my candidate. Buhari was never. When I see people say, oh, you voted Buhari, I say Buhari. Buhari was never my candidate. For me, Buhari was because there was no option. I knew of only two candidates. The other ones I didn't know them, both Jonathan, and I was never ever going to vote Jonathan, because I will never reward failure. I would rather take chance with another person. And I thought with Osibajo was the defining factor for me. As soon as Osibajo was on that ticket, I was like, okay, fine, we have someone we can vote for. Then that's why people were saying Buhari will focus on security, Osibajo on economy. At the end of the day, it was disappointing me. My lessons from that is that I'm never going to use vice president as this. And that was why in 2019 I was saying to people, if Peter Obi was the president rather than Atiku, for me, I believe PDP would have won the 2019 election, because a lot of people will put their feelings aside and actually go ahead and vote for that ticket, knowing fully well that, okay, the option on ground and everything. So for me, education is very key. So back to what I was saying, I've digressed so many times. So when I see these people, they are holding fellow citizens account. I've seen some people that say to me, as an activist, your children should be in Nigeria University. So as an activist, my children should not enjoy what I've worked for, what we've worked for. I've been a market woman since 2000. Since the year 2000, I started Dubai. I would go to Dubai to go and buy things and come back. My daughter, I was pregnant with, I almost had miscarriage with my daughter. My daughter, that I gave her to her in 2001. I almost had a miscarriage because one of the trips I was in Dubai, I had to be, you don't have money, you can't pay people. I had to be the one carrying I used to sell shoes, men clothing, children's clothing, packing all the things, because I didn't want to spend money on getting other people to pack for me. Small business you're trying to do. When I came back, I was bleeding. They had to put me on bed rest by force, so as for me not to lose the child. And all of that suffering, I've worked. Hey, one day I'll talk about my business. What have I not done? I don't sell egg for market. This GSM, that call center, those small with umbrella, I don't do that one with my, all sorts of things. And I've always been like, be prudent, saving, buying lands, doing all of those things. And then you want my children should not enjoy because I'm making demands for you. Which demands? I'll not make demands, because my family first. I don't joke with that thing. I always tell people I don't joke with my family, I don't joke with my husband. They have the best. So when I see this attitude where people feel that, because other people, those that are actually making demands for you, they should not enjoy their lives. Oh no, because me, I enjoy life. And that's the reason why I can hold them more accountable. And that's why you see a lot of them are frustrated by me or with me or whatever. They are frustrated at me. I've never gone to anybody's office to ask for anything. I've never done government contract. I've never worked for government. I'm a market woman. I buy and sell and I build houses. That is all that I do. So I don't go to them to go and look for anything. And I'm not in need of anything. I've never had to go and ask anybody for for money or whatever. So they don't have any hold over me, not the one that they will say, hey, we will not give you this, we will not give you. So for me, the first thing I did was to attain my financial independence, and after attaining my financial independence, I was like, yes, now I have time to focus on Nigeria, because now who get money go get mouth. You don't get money, they will squeeze your mouth. That's why they come after a lot of people. There are a lot of people that they will threaten them, either they will give them contracts or they will give them, which is wrong, by the way. There's nothing wrong with you doing government contract or whatever, but for me personally, that's one of the things that I don't go near any of those things. I don't move. I don't ask. I don't move. I don't. Even when people come to me that they are looking for a job, please talk to this one. Like when Hadiza Bala Osman was in this, a lot of people come. Oh, I say sorry. I don't. I know they go meet anybody for anything. Me, Aisha is, for God forbid. I'm contented with what God has given me. If I no get food, I go drink garri. If I no get job, I go hug pure water. I don't get that kind of shame. I know the shame for that kind of thing. I go hug pure water. But what I would never do is go and meet somebody and be begging for something or one favor or the other. Now there disrespect they come. So please, Nigerians, for that guy who said that why the politician, it's actually wrong, because what has happened is that they've not given good quality education to the people back home, and a lot of them do use public funds to fund their own children education. With your private funds, you can always do anything. And for me, I've seen the best of other world, and that's why I'm angry when our leaders do not also give us the best of those words. Thank you so much, and bye.